The resort is a new area that was recently added to Mount Akiyama, and it has replaced the wine cellar, which is now gone. Since this place is missing from my Mount Akiyama loot guide, I thought I'd walk you through it in this video. The loot here can be pretty good. Let's start on the outside. There's not much here, but what is here is worth knowing about. There are a total of 4 adamant firefly bundles on the outside. 2 of them are hidden in the grass along the eastern wall. One in the corner and another one further north. The third one is hidden on top of the eastern building. There's several ways to climb up to this one. The last one is hidden on top of the tarps in the western outside area. Climb onto the car to reach it. There is a little concrete building near the east building that has a toolbox inside. You'll also find an ammo case if you climb onto this same building. To the west, right at the top of the stairs, you'll also find a small shed that tends to have some electronic components inside. There is some loose loot scattered around on the tables close to where you found the bundles on the tarp. Mostly food, healing items and grenades from my experience. There is also a fallen over container near the eastern wall that has a loose loot spawn. Mostly healing items it looks like. The large building to the east can be quite hit or miss. I've left this place with almost no value and I've left it with more than 300k worth of loot due to some lucky drone drops. Coming in from the parking lot, you'll find a computer case behind the reception. There's also a room behind the counter that has a suitcase and some loose loot. I found a drone in this suitcase on 2 occasions. Continuing to the eastern part of the building, we'll find a kitchen and some small storage rooms. The first small storage room you find has some loose tool spawns inside and you'll find a suitcase right outside the kitchen. Inside the kitchen, there's a storage case, some loose spawns inside the shelves, and a back room where I've never found any loot. I found the cable parts in this kitchen a couple of times, which to me doesn't sound very sanitary. The western part of the building has some locker rooms and bathrooms. The first door on the left has never held any loot for me except for a fake ruby ring on top of the toilet. The first door on the right has jewelry inside 90% of the time, but it's on top of these lockers, which makes it impossible to reach. You'll get the loot prompt when jumping, but you still can't pick it up. Since the ceiling is too low, you can't climb up there either. Sucks if there's a gold diamond ring up here. Let me know in the comments if there's a way to get it that I'm missing. The second door on the right should always be entered because inside you'll find as much as 3 jackets that might contain keys. There's also a sports bag in the shower by the 2 jackets, and the lockers sometimes have loose cash or other items in them. With its 3 jackets inside, this is a very good room. The second door on the left is a locked room that requires the Resort Village Conference room key to be opened. The western building has several hotel rooms split over 2 floors. In general value, I find it to be a little lower than the east building. You can leave with nothing or you can leave with a lot. The top floor has 4 of these rooms. Only the northernmost room has a sports bag in the bathroom. There are no other loot containers to be found on this floor. Some of the rooms may or may not have some loose spawns, but are usually worthless things like sports bottles, so I started skipping this floor entirely on my runs. What's cool though is that the toilets have buttons. It's quite a luxurious resort. The bottom floor has a little more going for it. Coming down the stairs, you'll find a singular room on your right that contains a jacket, and as you know, jackets are always worth opening for keys. Continuing down the hallway, you'll find a locked room requiring the Resort Village room key. And if you continue down the hallway from the locked room, you find 2 more hotel rooms. The first room has a jacket on the wall, a suitcase on the floor and a dead firefly in the bathroom. Overall a good room as you might find keys in both the jacket and on the dead firefly. The last room down the hall has a single suitcase and nothing more. Leave through the window and call it a day. You've now looted the entire resort except for the locked rooms, and there's a reason I didn't mention them along the way. I've been grinding for these keys. I've been doing key runs and I've been checking the black market, and honestly, I'm not quite sure if these keys exist. I've been asking around the Lost Light official Discord as well, and none of the people I've been in contact with has ever seen the keys. For that reason, I won't be able to tell you what's inside. Seeing as there hasn't been any talk about these rooms, I don't expect them to be worth very much anyways. Or maybe there's one guy who has found the keys, found out that these rooms are an absolute goldmine, and kept the secret from us. Who knows? If you're curious about the rest of the loot on Mount Akiyama, I recommend checking out this video right here, right now. Don't miss out on the high value loot you can find on this map. See you in the next one.